Hello, this is Argument Essay 2, Revised. My name is Corbin Loxton. Picture this, a 150 million year old stegosaurus skeleton, sold under the hammer for nearly 45 million. But not to a museum, not to a university, but to a private collector. Fossils are not luxury trophies, they are time capsules of Earth's history. Evidence that helps us understand evolution, ecosystems, and climate change. Yet, the rise of fossil private auctions threatens to lock away this knowledge, turning science into more of a spectacle. In recent years, fossil auctions have exploded in popularity. In 2024, Sophly sold Apex, the stegosaurus you're seeing behind me. The Stegosaurus was sold for $44.6 million according to Science Friday. Just a month later, another fossil went for $30.5 million. These staggering prices create a market where museums and universities simply cannot compete. The result? Fossils vanish into private hands, and when they do, we lose more than bones. We lose excavation records, geological context, and scientific data that could reshape our understanding of life on Earth. Paleontologists warn that nearly half of known Tyrannosaurus rex specimens are now in private collections, inaccessible to research. Fossils are a part of our shared heritage. Treating them as collectibles ignores their scientific importance. Unlike art, fossils cannot be recreated. Each specimen carries unique information about ancient ecosystems. When sold privately, access is restricted. Discoveries that could answer questions about evolution, extinction, or climate change remain hidden, as paleontologist Jessica Theodore at the University of Calgary and Kinshu Shimada at DePaul University argue in their piece, Auctioning Fossils is Misguided. It prioritizes profit over knowledge. But how do we stop private auctioning? Well, for now, we can't. But that doesn't mean we can't theorize ways to slow down the practice of auctioning off these fossils. Through either government, with policy reforms, the government can regulate fossil sales, requiring scientifically significant specimens to be offered first to public institutions. The Society of Vertebrate Paleontologists, or the SVP, has formally opposed fossil auctions, arguing lawmakers to protect specimens for science. Or, on the other way, museum funding. Private institutions need resources to compete. Increased funding, sponsorships, and donations could go a long way and can ensure fossil remains in public trust. The replica market. Collectors can still enjoy fossils through high-quality replicas, while originals should be preserved for scientific evidence. And public awareness. Campaigns and more documentaries can educate the public. When people understand that fossils are more than decorations, that could lead to them supporting museums and universities' funding of the such. Here we're looking at the ethics document all paleontologists and scientists refer to with fossils. This needs to be a code placed into auctions so we don't lose the ethics behind it, and that we can go forward with the such. Now I want to show a video of one of the private auctions winnings.
Mystery was sparked when Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson was being interviewed by Eli Manning, and the former NFL quarterback noticed something intriguing in the background.
You got a T-Rex behind you? What is that? A dinosaur?
I got a T-Rex skull. Yes, that's Stan. As a matter of fact, so Stan is the most complete T-Rex skull ever found by a paleontologist, a young paleontologist, and his name was Stan. So this T-Rex head was named after him.
Yup, The Rock's home office features a T-Rex, just like the fearsome creature in Jurassic Park.
Stan the T-Rex was the very first auction that got into the public's eye. Back in 2020 during COVID, the T-Rex just disappeared for years. And until then, we found out that he was split up and sold in pieces to other people. To The Rock, which is pretty strange. Stan was one of the most complete and most scientific important Tyrannosauruses in the world, and they took him apart and sold him for even more money overall. And if that doesn't go against scientific ethics, I don't know what really does. Fossils are not just trophies to be locked away in private vaults. They are the physical record of Earth's deep past, evidence that things came before. It's evidence that things lived, evolved, and vanished long before us. Every fossil carries unique DNA, the shape of the bone, the sediment it was found in, the chemical trace preserved in its structure. Together, these fragments from the story of life itself. But when fossils are sold at private auctions, that story is interrupted. Scientific context is lost. Access is restricted. And discoveries that could reshape our understanding of evolution, extinction, or climate history remain hidden. What is at stake is not just a skeleton, but the possibility of knowledge. Knowledge that belongs to all of us. We must ask ourselves, do we want the history of life to be treated as a luxury, available only to the highest bidder? Or do we want it preserved as we share the resource, open to scientists, students, and the public? The answer should be clear. Fossils are a part of our Earth, and it should be shared as ours and for the future of humanity. But the solution isn't in our grasp right now. That's why we have to make the change slowly but surely. We have to reach out to our government through any means necessary, through protest, through online presence, or through means of local government stepping in. With that, the government could regulate fossil sales to prioritize science over profit. And I urge everyone to speak out against this and at least look into it in their own manner. We can also fund the museums. If you have some loose change or some loose money, funding these museums could lead to amazing exhibits that could inspire children for a number of years. The fight is not just about bone. It's about protecting the integrity of science, ensuring that discoveries remain accessible, and safeguarding knowledge for generations yet to come. Fossils remind us that life is fragile, that species rise and fall, and that our place in Earth's story is temporary. By keeping these fossils in the public trust, we honor that story and ensure it can continue to be told. So next time you see a headline about a dinosaur sold for millions, remember, what's really being sold is a piece of our shared past, and together we can work to make sure that the past remains open, accessible, and alive in the hands of science, not locked away by closed doors. I would like to thank my sources. Jessica M. Thurber, fossils are scientific evidence and shouldn't be auctioned for millions to private buyers by Modern Science 2025. Study of Verbal Paleontology, The Ethic Code, and Bylaws on Fossil Sales by vertpaleo.org. Scientific Friday, What the Private Sales of Fossil Means for Paleontology by Science Friday.